Hello there, this is Robin94 and this will be my basic ship making tutorial for Starmade. So let's get started. You will need to have a ship core. You can see I have one right here. And you'll you'll need basic stuff to make a ship. At the beginning of the game you'll get some basic cannons and stuff. But there's a lot of stuff to work with. You can see over here in this storage unit you will see I have a lot of stuff to build my ship with. So what do we have? We have a weapons computer and which goes with the antimatter cannon. Some power, which I'll explain about. Missile arrays, which, well, I can just show them. Let's see what we have. Power drain beam computer. There's a lot of stuff here. Power supply beam. Thruster, we need that. Cockpit. Well, we already have a ship core. We can use a salvage cannon. You basically have astro technician, which is like a repair beam. Bobby AI module for turrets. That's good. We have a docking module. No, wait. Let's just use a turret docking unit with enhancers. You have power drain beams, which well, drain power. Power supply beam give power, as far as I know. I'm not sure. You have missile arrays. Let's just use this one instead of the other because I'm more used to this one. Do we have? Yeah, well, we have one missile computer, which is good enough. I think this is alright to start the first thing with. So let's get started, shall we? Alright, so here we are. I've also added some other stuff like glass and hull pieces, which I probably didn't add. Hold on. Okay, so here we are again, this time with the hulls, and I've also bought some other stuff. This will just cover the basic building system and the different kind of blocks that you can use, and explaining what they do. So let's start. You need to have a ship core at first, which you will probably have. You then press X, which will give you this which will give you this little screen, which asks you to name your ship. Then your ship core appears. Now, don't start building stuff on the ship. Enter your ship. Now you're in flight mode. Well, I guess I could cover the basic flying things. You can move around with your W, A, S, and D keys. You can look around with the mouse. You can make yourself go up and down with E and Q. Z and X make you turn around and make a little barrel roll. And with the C key you can align yourself the right way and face north, I think. Not sure if it's north or whatever, but it's just one straight way. So yeah, those are the basic flying controls. Then you also have shift to stop. If you're moving and just want to stand still, you hold shift. Then you can press space and you will enter build mode. Now, I must say, this build mode is executed very, very good. It allows to build very easily and pretty fast. So we have our basic ship core. This is the most important part of our ship. If it gets destroyed and you're in it, you will die, and your ship will be destroyed, kind of. Well, it's going to be overheating your ship core, and there will be a timer depending on the amount of damage. And when the timer will reach 0 before someone enters the ship core, the ship will explode, as far as I know. So yeah, let's get started. We'll first start with the most basic things. The salvage computer, which oh, my screen is glitching a bit. Still alpha. There's this weird glitch when you enter a storage box and then keep your mouse on an item. Its name will stay there. So in order to get rid of this bug, you will need to go back to any storage unit, go on it, and then get your mouse on something different than an item, and then you will see the glitch is gone. So if I have the glitch back, for example, I'd put my cursor on lava, then I'll close the storage unit, then I'll open, and now you'll see the lava name is currently glitching. So in order to fix that, you will need to go back to a storage unit, then close it, and then go back to your inventory, and the problem will be resolved. Anyway, to get back to the building, I'll just first start with a weapons computer. Note, it doesn't matter where you place it. The same for any other block. It doesn't really matter where you place it, except for the power stuff, but I'll talk about that later. First of all, so you can just randomly put a weapons computer anywhere. You don't have to put it here. You can put it on later too if you want. First you can build some hull if you want to. It doesn't really matter. So after you've placed it, it's going to be automatically selected, which links to your antimatter cannons. See, now building this will automatically connect all your antimatter cannons to your weapons computer. So basically this will be connected to that. However, if you'd place one first and then exit and then go back in your ship, okay, so it's still selected, but if you deselect it and place your antimatter cannons now, it will say, note you placed a controllable block without having a controller thingy. What it means is that your cannon is not connected to your computer. Now the way to fix this is to just like copy and paste. You just press C on your computer and then press V on your antimatter cannon to connect them. So now they're connected. So that's also the basic thing to keep in mind when you are going to build. For example, you've run out of antimatter cannons now, so you're going back and you're going to build on it, and you haven't selected the computer. What you do before you put on the cannons is select the computer to make sure everything you place from now on will be connected. See, because I have it, you see the purple stuff, which means it's connected to your computer. So if I deselect it and, for example, put them here, they would not be connected. See, I'll select this. Only these lasers are connected because I selected this and placed them. So now I can either choose to press V on all these, or just select this in the first place and then place the block. So you will place them while they're connected. So another thing, well, it doesn't. Well, let's just show you the beams. When you will shoot your lasers, the beams will come out of here, these two places. So if you place your hull, you'll think, so nothing should be blocking it, but that isn't necessary. You can just put hull on your beams, and when you shoot, the beams will just go through your hull and come out. It won't damage your ship, so you can just cover up your guns and other stuff if you want to. It's not necessary. So yeah, you can either choose to put hull on it or just leave it in the open like this, but I'd personally just put hull on it for the safety to protect, but you can keep it out like this to make it look more realistic, because yeah, in real spaceships, well, not real spaceships, but it would be realistic that your guns would have to stick out of your spaceships to be actually usable. But in this game, you can just put your hull on it, and you will be able to shoot anyway. Another thing to keep in mind is how many cannons you actually place. So let's just get rid of this hull. You can see I have one weapons computer and 2 cannons. So for example, let's just oh wait, I got out of it. Let's go into flight mode and test out our cannons. We first have to we first have to actually put on power to our ship before we can actually shoot them. So power is something special in this game. See, we have our power stuff here, and over, where do we have it? Over here we have a different power thing, a power tank. So we have power tank and your normal power output. We'll just start with the first one. So how power is calculated is you actually well, if I just enter my ship, you can see in the right bottom the PW, and it's blinking red, meaning I don't have power. It also gives me a warning that there are no thrusters, but I'll fix it later. So now we need power. We can do that by just placing a power block. It doesn't need to be connected to anything, so you can deselect your weapons computer. It's no problem if you have your weapons computer selected. You can place it anyway, because it doesn't link to the power core, so it doesn't matter. You don't need to connect it to anything, just like the weapons and weapons computers. So you can just place them like this, which will give a certain power output. However, it's more efficient to place them in like this, that none of the flat parts of the blocks are touching each other, which let's just put it this way, empty spaces and other blocks, so non-power blocks that are touching the sides will make it give more power. So if you put no block next to the power block or anything other than the same block, then it will give more power. So for example, let's just compare it. We'll just use 6 blocks like this, and we can see in the left we have a regen rate of 526.4 energy per second. So 526. If I were to put it like this, oops, that was not the intention to do. So if I put I'm still getting used to placing and deleting because of Minecraft. It's the other way around. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks too, and now we have an energy recovery of 845.1 energy per second. So you can see it gives a lot of more energy than it did when I placed them like this. So if I would place more like these on here, we would have an energy of 1126. And if I were to place these 8 blocks just over here. It's even more, and it doesn't even come close. See, I first had like over 1,000, and now I have 1,000. I think I had like 1,200, and we're using way less blocks. So now I'm using more, and it just doesn't work like that. So make sure you just, well, just to basically show you how good it works, we will increase our energy per second by decreasing our amount of blocks. So you can see 1124. I'll just remove this one, this one, this one, this, and this. And what do we have now? 1126. So it got a bit up, but we used way less blocks. So you can see how efficient that is. So yeah, let's just keep them like this. You can also put on another layer like this on it, so make sure the other layer is not touching the blocks beneath. But it's the most efficient way of placing blocks. If you just want to put them together like this, you can do that, but it will take more blocks, and it's just a bit less efficient. But if you don't care about efficiency, you can just go ahead and build it like you want. So now we have our power, which is good. However, we do not have thrusters yet. So we have thrusters over here. Hyperflux coil thruster. So you don't need to put anything on your thruster. You don't need to connect it. As far as I know, I'm not sure. Let's just test it out if it works the same, but I don't think so. We have a thrust of 5.4, and now we have a thrust of 3. So you actually need to so wait, if I were to put these sideways, we have 4. Now we have a thrust of 6.4, and if I were to put them like this, I also have a thrust of 6.4. So it's most efficient to connect your thrusters. So if I were to put this one, 9.1, and if I were to put this one, 10.9, but so I see if I would put this one here, 8.6, and connect them, will give me 9.1. So connecting all your thrusters is the most efficient way of gaining thrust. It doesn't matter where you put your thruster. It doesn't need to be on the back. It can be on the front, wherever you want. Your ship core doesn't need to be on the front either, because you have cockpits. It's actually better to just hide your ship core somewhere in the middle of your ship, just where an area where it's the hardest for the enemies to shoot at. So just hide your core, but make it accessible for your character, or else you won't be able to enter your ship. So now we have a pretty fast ship. We can make it even faster by just adding more thrusters, which we'll do. Just add those thrusters up here, and we'll have enough for that. This is a basic ship. Now in your game you will you'll have probably a maximum speed of 50 kilometers an hour. I've just been in the server settings and changed it to 150, so I can go a lot faster. But you can go ahead and do it too, but I think it's a bit unstable to crank it up above 120, I think, because if you move at ridiculous speeds into anything, see, I just went slightly above 50 and I glitched through the walls there. So there's a lot of glitching through stuff if you go above 50. So it's only advised to crank it up if you really won't fly into other stuff. So yeah, we have our basic ship here, and we were going to test our cannons. So if you press T, you will get a docking beam, which is standard for docking, and a weapons computer, which over here you can see I have 2 lasers. Both do 62 damage. So if I press 1, it will bind the weapons computer to 1. So if I shoot now and press 1, I will shoot my lasers. Each laser dealing about 62 damage, I think. Yes, 62 damage. So those are 2 lasers. However, if I were to choose my weapons computer again, see, I've selected it, and then connect them. See, I have my lasers connected. Now it's a single laser. We can check that by going to T, and it will deal 91 damage per shot. However, because it's one laser, it will only shoot 1. But you see, the reload time is faster, but I only have 1 laser. So if I were to disconnect it, and increase everything, I'll do 75 damage each. And if I were to connect it, it becomes 1 laser again. Oops. And it does 110 damage each and gains a faster reload. So that's something you want to keep in mind if you want multiple lasers or one big laser by connecting them or not. Lasers are not connected if you just like the power units. If I were to place this one here, no, this, now you can see this is not a connection, just the same like the power units. They don't need to be connected. So like this, they will count as 3 lasers right now. So if I go over here, I'll check 1, 2, and 3 lasers, which one just deals 25 damage and the other 2 75. So now I have 3 lasers. It's a bit glitchy where the lasers come from sometimes, because you see the 3rd laser coming from the bottom right, but I don't have a laser over there. But yeah, it's still alpha, so no one to blame. That's it for basic antimatter cannons. There's also stuff like power tanks, which increase the maximum kind of power you have. So yeah, the normal power units give a recharge, which is, you can see there how many per second. But if I were to put these energy, oh, I should enter my ship first. No, I am in my ship, never mind. So if I were to put these in here, I think, I'm not sure. Well, it adds a bit of energy, but I'm not sure how efficient it is. Oh, that was not, I didn't want to do that. Let's see if I were to put them, oh wait, I think I still have one. Yes, over here. So what if I were to put them together? Yes, so I think with the power tanks it's best to put them together, which will give you the most energy output. I'm not very sure. I'm already empty. I don't have much of these because I used most of them up for my other ships. But yeah, it just increases the maximum power. So the ones I placed first just give you a power output, recharge rate, and this one gives you a maximum amount of power increase. Yes, so what do we have? Well, we have a cockpit, so we'll place that one later. Shields, very important. As far as I know, it's the same thing with the shields. I currently have no shields at all, so if I place these down, I now have 200, no, even more. Shields are building up. (1678) shields with a recharge rate of 164 per second. And if I were to put this one Yeah, it's exactly the same, so it doesn't matter at all where you put your shields. Just make sure you have them on. So yeah, let's get on to some more stuff. Well, the shields just basically just basically protect your hull and blocks for taking damage. So they first have to penetrate your shield. I don't really have to explain what a shield does. Just absorbs damage and goes down, and then after the shield is down, your blocks will get damaged. So yeah. So moving on, I've removed some of the power tanks because I needed them for something else. Let's see. Well, we have thrusters and everything. We have our weapons. Well, our main blaster weapons, that is. So I've explained that the more you put together of your antimatter cannon, the more powerful it will become. It doesn't matter if you make it long or wide, just as long as more blocks are connected. The same goes with the rockets that I'm about to show you. So yeah, it doesn't really matter, just as long as they connect. Every stat will increase, everything from let's see, the damage, the distance your well, in this case lasers, and in the other case rockets will fire, the reload speed, and the speed of the rockets and the lasers themselves. This only doesn't count for the salvage beams, which I will show you now, I think. The salvage beams work in a pretty different way. Let's put on a salvage computer and some salvage cannons. So I'll just put the computer, well, I'll just put it over here. And now I have it selected, so now I'll put my salvage cannons. Let's just put them on the side. Note again, this is not going to be the most beautiful ship you will ever see, but I'm just making it like this so it's easy to make. Also, maybe I'll just remove these and show you some advanced building techniques you can use. So if you hold Control, you will see this screen pop up over here. Now what I can do is choose an X, Y and Z coordinate. So for example, the wrong one, Z, I'll put it up to 10, which is the maximum. And now if I keep holding Control and move with my mouse, you can see that if I were to place a block here, it will place 10 of them at the same time. And same if I would choose remove mode and click again. Alright, that wasn't supposed to happen. Right mouse button, sorry. Then it will remove them. So yeah, that's if you want to place more of the same block at once. You can also increase others, like the X and Y, and you'll get like full blocks. So if you'd want to make a block of something, you can do that. That's very helpful for big projects. Too bad you can't scale it up more than 10, so it was pretty hard for me making my mining ship 1 kilometer long, which is 1,000 blocks exactly. So yeah, another thing is orientation, which, well, if you can see here, it doesn't matter. You see, this is the place the laser will come out, but it doesn't necessarily have to come out this way. You can, if you want, you can just rotate it around and it will be like this, and still the laser will come out of the front, so it doesn't matter at all. I just personally like it for the smaller details to have it on that side. So that's that. It will be more important when working with wedges. So There you'll use the rotating more when you have like wedge hulls and corner hulls, stuff like that. The next thing is the symmetry build planes. Now, this is a bit difficult to figure out by yourself, but it's when you want to, well, to make a symmetric building. So let's see, I don't want to use XY, I want to use, for example, well, let's just start off with Y and Z. So you will then get this red wall, and I will have to click on a block to choose it. So I will click my ship core, which is in the middle. So now it stays in one position. However, you can see the wall is on the right side of the wall, of my block, I mean. This is because it's orientated as if this place here is the middle of the ship, but we don't want that. That's only if you want, if you have a ship which the middle exists of 2 blocks. For example, if my cockpit would be, well, not would be 2 blocks wide, for example. So if my ship in total would be 8 blocks wide, it would have this as the exact middle between 2 blocks. So if I choose odd sim mode, it will go into the middle of the block, meaning if I have odd numbers. So for this example, 3, 1, 2, 3, so this will be the middle, and now I can build symmetrical with this as the middle. So what it basically does is, if I place a block here, it will go over there too. So if I were to place odd symmetry mode off, and I would place here, then this would be the middle and would go here. See the difference? So yeah, that's basically it. If I were to add more planes, like for example, this one and let's see, this one. If I were to add it here, and if I were to place something here, it will place 4 blocks. So behind every wall there will be a block placed. Same if you remove one. But if there's already a block, it won't place it there. So for example, if I were to place a block here, no, wait, I'm wrong. Then I'll have to change this to that first. So if now this is the middle, so if I were to place one here, there should be one here, but there's already a block here, so nothing happens over here. But if I do remove one, you will see I actually remove it. So you've got to watch out with that. So now I've got to place my block back. So yeah. So if I were to place like this one too, and this one in the middle here, it would place a total of 8 blocks, one over here, there, one over here, there, and there. So in every of the 8 sectors you have, for example. So that's basically, if you want to work with this, it's very handy. I like to use it a lot. So for example, now we can easily use the extra thing. So we have the salvage cannon selected. So now we choose our salvage computer, I mean. So we choose our salvage cannon, we choose 10 at Z, because that's our axis. So now we have placed salvage cannon there and over here, so we can place another one and another one. See, and it builds it like that very fast. So now we have our salvage cannon. Our speed is a bit less. We can add some more thrusters if you want. You can make it faster. Make the thrusters connect, it will be the most effective. So just one big thruster on your ship will be the most effective. So now we're a bit faster. Well, let's just show you the stuff. Press T, and well, I think I've explained it before. Choose which computer to bind with which key. So now you can see my salvage computer over here. You can see how many groups there are. For example, this time I have 2, which well, is the amount of lasers you have. So if I were to go back into build mode, and if I were to place lasers over here, here, and here, then they would connect and it would be one single laser, which would increase the laser effectiveness, but it would only be one laser. So it would mine one block at a time. So let's just find a random asteroid to mine. So over here's one, which I have already destroyed a couple of times when testing with some rockets. So yeah, if I were to mine with one laser, only one beam would come out. So, but I have 2 lasers, so I salvage with 2 right now. See how I'm salvaging? Now, the more lasers you add to a single laser beam, to a single salvaging laser, the faster your salvage speed will be. And this is the amount of blocks per second it will mine, I think. So 0.11 blocks per second, so that's almost 10 blocks per second. I think. No, that can't be right. That cannot be right because it's slower than that. But the basic thing is, the lower the number, the faster it will mine. So you can see this salvage speed of 0.11. Well, it does it, but it will take some time to mine this entire thing. So let's get back to the base. And I will show you, for example, what kind of changes. Oh, I need to brake. Alright, almost rammed into my miner. So yeah, let's just, for example, show my miner. Also, my energy is a bit draining when I'm flying, so I need to put more power blocks in my ship. But we'll do that in a moment. For now, I'll show you my miner, which has, now don't freak out, it has 60 lasers. That's right. You can see my salvage computer, 60 groups. Salvage speed of 0.0017. So that's a very small number, so it means it salvages very fast. So as you can see, it also has, well, it's 1 kilometer long. You can see that at the left side of the screen too. Which, for some weird reason, I think it doesn't show the exact number right now because the last part isn't spawned yet. See, now I'm moving towards the end and it's getting longer because it needs to be loaded up. See, now the end is loaded up and it's 1,000 meters. So yeah, you can see all these salvage computers. I mean salvage cannons. Let's just put this thing off because I'm not going to change anything. Yeah, it's basically totally made out of salvaging cannons. You can see over here all these green things are salvage cannons. So there's a total of 60 of them. You can, if you don't believe me, you can pause the video and count them all right now. But I don't think you're gonna have the patience for that. But there's 60 of them. So yeah, 60 beams coming out with a ridiculous salvage speed. So you're probably, well, going to want to see. Oh, I think, yeah, that's the problem with long ships like this. You don't know what's behind you 1 kilometer away, so you might hit an asteroid and just, yeah, glitch out like that. Or might even hit a planet. So let's just find an asteroid, and I'll just show you how quickly this mines. So, well, this asteroid has already partly been destroyed, so let's just find another one. Though note, of course my entire ship is not entirely made out of just salvage cannons, of course. You can see a lot of them. Here I have antimatter cannons, which I'm still working on. And here I have a lot of power units, which go all the way over there, almost 1 kilometer. I think 500 meters, but I'm going to extend it more. I also have a very, very long antimatter cannons, but they aren't very long. They aren't as long as the salvage cannons. But you can see, prepare for some noise maybe. So these are my laser cannons. So you can see those fire pretty quickly. But yeah, the main thing of my ship is the mining laser, which is this. Yes, that's 60 lasers coming out. The whole screen filled with lasers. And well, how fast it actually salvages is like this. See, I can just mine this whole thing in a matter of seconds. So that's how effective your mining laser can be if you just put on a lot of lasers and increase the salvage speed. My game is a bit lagging now because of all the lasers and together with Fraps recording. That's the main issue I have right now. But if I'm not recording, it just runs fine when salvaging. I just, whenever I find a pirate base, I just salvage the entire base, and I have enough room in my inventory for that. And all the other things that I have spared, I put in containers. So yeah, this thing can just in like 2 minutes or something, it just mines up a whole asteroid, and then I will have, oh, there's a little more. Then I have like all these materials and stuff, like stadium and well, other stuff, but I have more than that in the base. So another thing, navigation. If you want to go back somewhere where you've been before, I know the sector from my head. You press N, no waypoint. I know my base sector is 8, -2, 7. Click OK, and now the white arrow points at where my base is, so I can safely move back and keep on building my ship that I was showing, and building for you to show the different kinds of ways of building, what you need, how it works. Basically, you don't need to worry about where to place your ship parts. It's just place them on your ship somewhere and it will work. It's just the only thing that depends on where you place it are the energy units, but that's only to make it more efficient. You can just place them where you want and you'll still have energy. Also note, when flying to a star, don't move too close to it, because you will get damage to your hull, and if you get too close, your you will basically die, and a big part of your ship will get damaged badly. So yeah, these are some new turrets I placed in the corners of the base, just to make some more protection. They look pretty good, I think. So yeah, let's park this bad boy in my hangar. Well, kind of, like a small part is in the hangar, because I don't think the whole thing will fit. I don't think there's ever gonna be a docking station big enough for this thing, or I'll have to need about 1,000 docking enhancers. And I'll show you about docking in a while. So you can see my energy is being drained a bit. So let's just add some more energy. Just by simply adding them in the right pattern, that will be most efficient for me. Again, you don't have to. You can put them all in one corner, but that's just a bit less efficient. So I would not recommend that for advanced players, but for beginners, just if you want to just put them all together, it doesn't really matter that much. So you can see my recharge rate is now big enough, because when I'm flying my power is not going down. However, if I'm shooting, you can see it go down a bit. Lasers don't matter much. Lasers never really take down that much power. So yeah, let's put some bigger armaments on this. Of course, you don't want to do that on every ship. I mean, you shouldn't. Well, you can put a lot of different weapons on a ship, but that would make the ship kind of bigger. So if you want to have like a small fighter ship, try to make not so many different weapons, because it will get heavy and you will need more thrusters and it will get bigger and heavier. But this is just to show you all the kinds of rockets. So this is not this will not be a very great ship at all, I think. So to continue, we have, well, Astro Technician, which is, well, all these things over here you see are comparable to the laser, except the Astro Techno Beam will repair anything you hit. The power supply beam will give power to another ship, and the power drain beam will drain power from another ship. So that's very effective. So it just works the same way as a salvage cannon. Just place it and make it bigger, and there will be lasers like that, but they will have a different effect. So I don't really need to show it, I think. Here are some different missile arrays. They work pretty much the same as normal antimatter cannons. Let's just show it to you. The D1000 missiles are just point blank missile shooters. So you just aim at something and there will be a missile in a straight line towards that place. So we'll put down we can put down our computer here, and we'll then place our missile arrays. However, well, I'll first just show you one thing, then the second thing. Well, my frame rate is being really weird. So we have two cannons now, so if I were to connect them like the other ones, then I will have one cannon. So what it basically does, well, this isn't very long. I really advise to, if you make cannons like this, make them longer, because the reload will be significantly better and the damage too. So if you have them small like this, the damage won't be great and the reload will be slow as heck. So it's not really worth it to have small cannons like these. Really make them bigger, very big, just as big as possible, just to fit in your ship, because the damage will increase and the reload speed will increase, and you're gonna want to have that reload speed in the middle of combat. So these are point blank missiles. So let's just press T and press our missile CPU. You see 158 damage, which isn't a lot, because well, each laser, let's put it this way, each laser I fired off in my miner, each small laser that I shot dealt about 600 damage, and each missile from this one does 158. So you can see the difference. But then again, my miner is 1 kilometer long and the blasters are about 500 meters or maybe longer. So yeah, if I were just to mount it to 3, so I will select 3 and just shoot them, and they will fire 2 missiles. But there's the big but. You see now it's reloading, and when I'm in the middle of combat I don't want to have that. So what do? We deselect. Oh wow, I'm sorry, my camera is being weird. I didn't even move my mouse and my camera just started moving like this. Anyway, deselect like my frame rate dropped again, sorry. Deselect all these. Just pretend that these are much longer, like well, let's just make them longer ourselves. Let's see, just put them down here. We have this on, so let's just make them longer. Oh, now again I need to deselect these, and again my mouse, my camera is being weird. So I don't want to have these selected. So now I only have this one selected, this cannon with this computer. So what we'll do now is, well, if I were to shoot now, I only shoot from the right one, see? So I think you can guess what I'm heading at. I'll first have to get another missile computer. Why the heck? For some reason I can't fly. This is very weird. Wow, and I should. There's no way. Oh, I know. I accidentally entered the weapons computer. My bad. First, I have to get an extra computer. Because well, I only have one. No, I actually did. Okay, I'll just hold on. So I quickly made a missile CPU in my factory, and again, for some reason my camera is really being weird. Like the mouse sensitivity just randomly changes. But okay, anyway, so I'm back at my ship. I have the extra CPU I needed. So, what we do now, we have our first CPU connected to this cannon. So what we'll do is just deselect our CPU, add another CPU. It doesn't matter where, you can put it on this one or you can move it on the ship core, it doesn't really matter at all. Have it selected, and now select the second line by pressing V on them. Now check if all the ones are connected. Yes, they are. So what we've done now is we have one computer connected to this missile and the other one connected to this one. So what we basically have are two separate missiles right now. So if we press T, we have a second CPU, and we will press 4. So now you can see I have one CPU at 3 and one at 4. So what it basically does is I choose 3 reloads, I choose 4, and I can shoot with 4. So they act as separate rockets. So you can have like 4 or more of these, and well, after you've shot off, like for example, I have that on this ship. I have about 6 of them. 2 do most damage, the other 2 do a bit less damage, and the last 2 do the least amount of damage. And well, then I first fire off the 2 most powerful, then head to the 5th and 6th, I mean the 3rd and 4th. I shoot them, and by the time I shot them, I think my first 2 are reloaded already. Sometimes if I choose to fire fast, when I'm done with the 6th one, then my first one will be reloaded. So you can keep on firing and never have to be defenseless. So that's basically what you want to have to do. So yeah, these missiles just fire point blank range. You aim, you shoot, and it will head that direction until it encounters something, or until the rocket reaches out of range, because over here you can see the distance it will fly. So yeah, you will increase that by making your cannons bigger. So you also have so these were the D1000 missile arrays. They go point blank range, fire at what you aim, and they will go there. Now the other 2 missiles work exactly the same in building. However, the SDKB missile array, those ships go after heat. So what it does is you shoot it and it will go to the closest heat signal that it can find, meaning the closest ship or space station or turret or whatever. So you have to be very careful using these, because if you're with friends and your friends are closer to you than the enemy and you shoot, this thing will go after your friends. And even docked ships. So if you have like a ship on the top of your big ship, so for example I have a big ship, there's a smaller ship on top of it docking, and I shoot it, it might go after the docked ship too. So this is pretty at your own risk. So yeah, pretty dangerous. But if you're on your own, just one single ship, or make sure you are the closest to the enemy, then it will go after that ship. However, people can shake them off by moving to another ship, and the rocket will then move to the closest ship. So for example, if an enemy flees and your friend's ship will be closer to the enemies, then it will still go after your friend. So watch out with that. The last one, the SDBB, is basically the best one. You just aim at an enemy, you will see a red circle. You'll see a circle getting smaller, and then it stops turning. So you will be locked on. If you shoot, your missile will keep going after that target. So it's basically a lock-on missile, which is the best for just locking on, and even if your enemy moves out of the way, this will keep going after your enemy, which is good. Yeah. So what do we have left? Well, we have a gravity unit. Wait, we have also an SD cockpit. Let's show the cockpit. So for example, if I were to place well, let's get some hull to just show you. So here I have some hulls, not the best hulls, but hey, just for the sake of this tutorial. So if I were to protect my ship, so I'll put on some hulls. Yeah, this is gonna be ugly, but this is just for the tutorial again. Not gonna make the best ship ever, not the best looking one either. So just put on all these hulls to protect my ship. So if I were to go in my ship again, okay, bad example. If I were to move this, I think if I do it like this, yeah, it's starting to get like that indeed. Oh, well, I accidentally removed a missile array, but we're not gonna use it anyway. So for example, if I build stuff like that and an interior, eventually your sight might get blocked, because it's also the safest way to build your core very deeply inside your ship, so it won't get hit. So eventually I'll want to cover up the bottom too and just make an interior, so I can go if it's a big ship, just like this one of mine, I'll want to have an interior with a door to go in and then go here, or even seal this off, go in through here, then move here and here, just to make it deep inside your ship. You see, because my ship core is over here, and here's my front. So I want to have a cockpit. So you cannot enter your ship through the cockpit, but you can change your view. So if I were to push the right arrow now, my camera will move to where I have the cockpit. So just as I showed you in the introduction video, how when I was playing around with my big ship, which isn't that big, but hey. So here I have a door. Well, let's just go in through the other way. Yep, and now my camera is being a bitch again. I go in through here, close the door, go in my ship core. So you can see this is my frontal camera. This is a camera I have, well, a cockpit I have beneath the bridge, here on the left side. here on the bridge in the middle, and this is my core. So you see my core here has a bad view, so that's why I made these cockpits to view here, 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 and here, just for some extra views. Yeah, so that's basically the use of the cockpit, which is just most useful, especially when having bigger ships like this one. When you have God damn it, when you have a small ship like this one, or like the ones I showed you before, like some of the things I have over here, like that black one over there. That one just has a ship core on the front because it's a small ship. I just use the ship core as cockpit. You can do that, but it leaves your shell core vulnerable. So yeah, I'll just remove all this hull. Also note, you can well, if you're gonna build your ship with hull, which is advised very highly, just like I have at this ship, you see all the hulls are protecting the inside of the modules. If you even have like a bigger ship, I would suggest, just for the nice look, just cover up the insides with hull too, and some walkways to make more realistic stuff like this. You see here are no modules, just hull, hull, hull. You walk on hull, but here are some modules exposed because yeah, my ship wasn't that big, so I just needed to do that. So yeah, we have a gravity unit, which also just comes in handy with bigger ships. That's not a gravity unit. So if you have a big ship to walk around in, well, the best example would be, again, my big ship. You can just so I have my big ship here, and it has a gravity unit. However, it's not turned on right now. So wow, my server is really lagging for some reason. I think it's Dropbox because it's syncing some files. You'll see that maybe in a few days on my YouTube channel. I was recording some stuff with my phone. Anyway, here's the gravity unit. So it doesn't matter that much right now because, well, I've activated it now, and now I can just walk freely. But however, it's because my ship is parked straight right now. So if I were to go out here, make a better view. So now you'll see it's just straight way up. So if I were to turn it around like this, see? I'll turn it around. So what happens now? My ship is oh shit, and I'm falling because of the gravity around my ship. See, if you activate your gravity on your ship and then jump off, the gravity will be active for a little while until you fall a couple of meters down. So I get out of my ship somewhere in the middle of space to salvage some things, or get like a destroyed ship core, or just explore. So then I get back in my ship, and this will happen. You see, the corridor is like this. I can't go through. The same way goes for over here. Maybe I'm lucky enough, or maybe not. It depends. Sometimes it's just in such a weird way I can't even get in. See, I can't get in. I can't reach my ship core over there. I cannot get in. So this is going to be a real problem for me. I will not be able to reach my ship core. So what basically your gravity unit will do to help you is you activate your gravity unit and everything will be like normal. You can just walk over there now. So if I were to get out of my ship, and again lag, you can see I'm straight up the way, the same as my ship is. However, you can see the entire base is rotated like that because of the gravity. I'm just standing like my ship. So that's basically what gravity does. And again, if I were to jump off my ship, whee, I still have gravity over here because of my ship, because I'm still pretty close. But if I were to jump in space, I'll fall a bit, and then I don't have gravity anymore. So that's basically what it's for. Really helpful, especially for bigger ships, just to walk around in. So everything, so it will be easier to navigate too. So corridors won't be upside down or anything, you know. So let's just park this back in. Alrighty then. Yeah, so now I still have my gravity activated. Hopefully it will. Yeah, okay, it's gone now. So let's move on back to this thing. Some other small details, some small things you can add to your ship are stuff like cloakers and jammers, which, nope, here we have a jammer. So, well, you just need to place one on your ship anywhere. Oh, let's just turn that off. So, what they basically do, well, you can probably guess. A cloaker will cloak your ship. Of course, well, you cannot see your own ship being invisible, but other people will see your ship turning invisible, so nobody can see you. However, if I activate it, you can see my power going down like crazy. It consumes a whole lot of power, so make sure to have a very big power supply and enough power modules to have a big power recovery, because with this amount of power, the moment I turn it on, my power just gets drained like that. So yeah, a lot of power needed to have a cloaker. You can also combine cloakers with other stuff like, well, there's a block you can make with factories called a disintegrator. It's basically a block you can put on your ship and it will explode on contact with anything else. You can basically make mines with those things, and you can cloak them, and then you will have a minefield which is invisible, so yeah, enemies can fly through there and hit the mines, so they will explode. You can also make ramming stuff with the disintegrator block, but it will cost part of your own ship to blow up, so you'll have to put an extending piece, or you'll have to make a floating part of disintegrator blocks, have float a few meters from your ship. So then you have the radar jammer, which if I turn on, well, it does deplete power, but not as fast as the cloaker. So it basically jams your radio. It makes you not seeable in the little triangles you see over here everywhere, and people cannot lock on with the lock-on missile to you, so they won't be able to lock on to you. That's basically what it does. However, again, it uses a lot of power, not as much as the cloaker. You can see the difference, but it still uses a lot of power. So yeah, before putting it on your ship, make sure you have a big power supply ready for power consummation. And I don't think we have much else except for the hull. Oh no, we have docking. Alright, well, let's move on to the hull first. So if you're gonna build your hull, Make sure you actually build it from hull pieces or hardened hull, which is the best actually. Um, hardened hull provides more armor protection than gray hull, and you also have like which I have over here, this plextanium glass, which that has the same amount of protection as normal hull, but you can see through it, so yeah. Another thing is, don't make it out of stuff like rock unless you really need to, because rock and lava, and you can make a ship out of lava, you can make a ship out of wood, you can make a ship out of leaves if you find it on a planet. Basically, you can make it of everything. However, those things will not protect you as good as hulls do, and they are much heavier, so you will need more thrusters, meaning more power, to move your ship. So yeah, that's basically a bad idea. So yeah, just go for the hull. It's light and very protective. So that was the hull. Now we finally have the AI and the. So what I basically you have turret docking. You have turret docking units and turret docking enhancer units. They basically act in the same way, but turret docking enhancer units. I mean, you have turret docking units and normal docking units. I don't have them with me right now because they act in the same way. And enhancers are used to enhance the normal. So you have turret docking units, turret docking enhancer units, then you have docking units and docking enhancer units. What they basically do is, well, if I were to put, oh god damn it, my camera is being a bitch again. If I were to place, let's see, no, wrong one, place a block, make sure with the red, the dark red plane up, so you will get this block, and this will be the space you can dock something in. The same thing will be with a normal docking unit. However, this is a turret docking unit, so what you basically do with the normal one is put it on here, then you can get a ship and park it in, and basically you're done. Your ship will be parked onto your ship. However, a turret docking unit makes turrets, so the same like I have on my base. So what you basically will do is, if you want to have a turret, well, first let's just use the enhancers. The same thing with the normal docking unit and docking enhancers. For example, if you have a bigger ship or a bigger turret, god damn it, the camera is being weird, then you'll have to select the turret docking unit or the docking unit and put the enhancers. So if you put them this way, you will see the space will get bigger. If I were to put them this way, the space will get bigger in that direction. If I were to put them up or down, the space will get even bigger. However, it's now so big that it goes through these blocks and thereby becomes red. So I don't want to do that. So this is just good enough. Well, more than good enough. I don't want to make that a big turret. So yeah, let's just move to the standard, or well, a bit bigger won't be a problem. Alright, so we want to have a turret over here. So what we basically do is, well, or for that matter, if you used normal and docking units and enhancers, you can build the same thing. It basically is, this is like a landing place now. So if I were to have another ship, for example, if this was a complete ship, I could dock on here using my docking station thing, and then I will have my ship docked. If this were normal docking units and normal docking enhancers. However, these are turret docking enhancers and turret docking modules, so I can rotate while being docked. So what you basically have is, well, let's just re-enter. and cut loose by undocking. So what we basically have now is just we add a weapons computer, and we add some antimatter cannons, and we can also add some shields, make a good cannon, you know, and make some power stuff. So we'll just make a small little cannon for now. Whoops. Now we will add cannons, just a small one, you know, just for to show you. You see, these are facing upwards, but it's not important, it's just for shows. So yeah, now we have our little ship. So if we shoot with our little ship, you will see I will shoot. But however, this is not meant to be a ship, since I didn't add thrusters. It's meant to be a turret. So if I were to target not compatible, I think yes, so now I docked. So now, well, I can basically put hull on this too and make it look better like something like this. But see, just like here, this is just a ship docked to a turret docking unit, and the enhancers are placed over here. So it's just the same thing, but just on the space station. This is on a turret, so on a ship. So if I were to exit now, I now have a turret on my ship. So if I move my ship around and just zoom out a bit, you see, oh, it's build mode. If I zoom out now, you can see I move around and the turret just stays there. So it's perfectly docked. And if I enter it, whoop, which you need to build in a more efficient way so you can re-enter. Nope, that was the weapons computer. Make sure you enter in a good way. Let's just remove some of these shields to be able to get in. So now you can just be a turret. You can have your friend be a turret on your ship while someone else is controlling the ship, so you can have a turret. So you can fly around and your friend will be in the turret just shooting other stuff, and you can freely move and aim around. However, you will not always be able to have a friend with you. So what they designed for that is the... where do I have it? Am I blind? Ah, over here. The Bobby AI. You just need one. So we head into build mode. We have the Bobby AI. We get out of the ship. We press R. Now we can choose selected we can choose aim at selected target or at any. We'll just choose any for now, so it will shoot at any bad guys. Now type, this means what kind of type the thing will be. So not what it will shoot at, but what it will be. So it will be a turret. I want it to be my ship turret. And we'll choose to activate it. Note, when you enter the turret yourself, the Bobby AI will deactivate and you'll have to go back and activate it again. So always bear that in mind if someone is going to use your turret manually. So, if I were to fly around now, and if I were to encounter pirates, I could go shoot at the pirates just like that, and my turret will automatically, just like all the turrets I have on my base, will automatically start shooting at the pirates. That's basically what it does, and it's pretty cool. Just like on this ship, I have turrets on the side over here, see, over here and here, and just over here some small turrets a friend of mine made for the base, and over here some bigger turrets that I made to protect our base, which is pretty effective. I've encountered some pirates and I went watching in build mode, and well, the turrets won. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. So just the main difference between normal docking units and turret docking units is that you won't be able to move around and aim. So it will just be a stable ship that stands still. So you can build like a big ship with hangars and have ships docked on it, just like this. Just like this one's. they just stand still here and are docked to my space station, which you can just see over here. Well, I could just show you in build mode actually. So you can see over here I have a normal docking unit, and they are just glued to the ground like this until I enter and press the left mouse button. And the enhancers, I've added them to the top over here and other spaces. It doesn't really matter where you put them, just as long as you connect them with C and V. So yeah, that's basically it. I can add a bigger turret if I wanted to, just as long as it fits into this block. Oh yeah, also a final thing to add, just exit, remove my turret, because I don't want it anymore. Also, your core needs to be the last thing to remove. So yeah, what I wanted to show you was a faction block. Basically, if you make a faction with N, you have a faction. I've created one. If you have a base with a faction, you can't dock non-faction ships there. So this ship would not be able to dock on my station. Or for that case, if this ship would be a faction ship and I would not be able to put a non-faction turret or a non-faction ship to dock on it. So I thereby use a faction module. Doesn't matter where you place it, looks exactly the same as your ship core. You place it and you press R in astronaut mode, and you simply click enter faction signature, and now this has turned green, so it's now in my faction. So now I can dock and it will have the faction name in it. So if I were to remove it, it now turned blue, so it's not of a faction. So if you have a faction ship and you're gonna make a turret, make sure your turret also has a faction block, just as my turrets have there. You can see the green, they're all in the faction. Same as my repair ship here, it has a faction block over here, so it can dock on this faction ship, which has a faction block over here. So yeah, that's basically it for faction blocks. I think we're done here. I think I've explained most of the basic things. Just the bigger your ship gets, the more power you need and the more thrusters you need to make it move around. So that's basically an endless loop of making your ship get bigger, the more weapons and stuff you're gonna give it. Yeah, there's not much else to shipbuilding right now. You can use other random parts. You can use plex doors, which plex doors are simply you put them down and then you can activate them with R. I've seen it a couple of times, me using it when entering my ship, and press R again to close it. You can make big hangar doors with it and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for shipbuilding. I hope you are ready to build your ship now, and well, yeah, go build them and have fun. Just make sure your ship will be more effective and better looking than this disaster piece, because I'm just gonna delete this everything because oh yeah, I think maybe one last thing, if you want to save your ship and buy it for later. So for example, you've made a really cool ship and you want to have your friends with it, or you want to make a fleet with it, or just make a backup of it for or just want to save it so you can play on another server with it. Just press N, go to catalog, create new entry, and save in local category. You can make a name, for example, well, YouTuber. So that's gonna be the ship's blueprint name, and now it will be added to the list. You can also save in the local catalog, which will save it as a file on your computer so you can load it up from another server. So now I can sort by price or whatever, the cheapest one, so I can choose it and I can then buy it. So you can see over here it's a very cheap one, because if I compare it to the other ones, you see here all kinds of ships, also turrets that I have. The big turret, for example, is the one I have on the corners of my spaceship. The Tiger is one ship over here, the big one. Then you have my miner, which I saved at 500 meters, and here you have my other miner, which is at 1000 meters. You also have available, which is the entire server from other players who put ships together. So if I were to sort them by price, you will see over here you have the cheapest things. Then you get much larger ships, and eventually you get my miner, and then some other stuff by my friends who made that. Very big ships, but they made them in single player and they cheated their ships in there. So they basically made their ships with cheated blocks. They made a huge with unlimited amount of blocks, and then they saved it, and then they bought it with credits they legitimately got. But that's the easy way out, I think, because to get blocks, well, you can just simply get unlimited blocks if you have many credits like that. You can buy them as a ship like this easily, but you can't build them together like I do. So you have to collect the blocks to be able to build them and then save it. And then if you're gonna buy a ship like this, then you won't have to get all the blocks. You can just buy it and voila, there's your ship gonna be. So if you're gonna build a ship for the first time, you'll first have to collect all the blocks, which I'm doing legitimately, and my friends and, well, most people are doing that with cheats, and then they use their cheat made ships and buy them with legitimately earned credits to buy them, and that's how they do it. So yeah, that's basically for catalog. I'm gonna delete my horrible ship. So yeah, I'm gonna tear this apart. Please make a better ship than I did. This is just for the tutorial, so don't make exactly the same ship as I did. Just make whatever you want. Make it as effective as you can. Protect it with hull. Make sure you have enough shields. Shields are very important. Just want to throw that out there. You're gonna love those shields, because if those pirates are gonna shoot at you, and you'll see just your shield taking like 5% off and then recharging again, then you'll just laugh at the pirates because they won't be able to hurt you. So that's really great. Thanks for watching, and yeah, again, I hope you've learned the basic stuff of how to build your ship. And yeah, well, have fun playing this game. If you're still watching, I guess you're interested in this game, so have as much fun as you can, and thanks for watching, and see you next time on some more tutorials. I'll be covering factories, and I'll see whatever else I can come up with. But until then, thanks for watching, and have fun. Goodbye.